So how's it going, everyone? Another video again coming your way. Today we're going to be talking about the day and night blinds from a company called 24/7 Blinds. So I wanted to just show you a quick rundown of what these blinds are all about, what you should expect and what you should look out for. So first things first, we'll just have a look at the blind overall. It's a pretty nice aesthetic. These ones are the white ones. This is what it looks like when it's closed. Now, on 24/7 Blinds, they don't seem to do a blackout version like other companies might. At least I didn't see one on there. So that might be something to be mindful of. This one is, I believe, Origin White. They do different versions of the white. Pretty much every colour you can think of, actually. But this is the, just, you know, the plain white one. And this is what it looks like in a white room. So it is pretty clean. I'd say the only thing that's a slight setback is if you have beams and stuff on your window, you will see that silhouetted through that material. And also when it's nighttime, you'll also see your shadow. If you're a passerby on the outside, you'll see a shadow from the other side. A very faint shadow, but the shadow's still there. Again, not a huge problem, but it might be a little bit of a problem for those that want ultimate privacy. You could obviously counteract that by putting a set of curtains above and closing it over the top at night, which is what we're probably going to do. But if you're after that, just that clean look, then you probably wouldn't want to do that. Again, it would be good in the summer, you know, to have it like this, but not so good in the winter. It is a little bit drafty in here as well with just this here, but again, overall it's not that bad. So if we take a quick look at the build quality, this bit's metal here going all the way across, and then you've got the frame above here. Installation's a little bit tricky, so you get 3 brackets. It depends how big your blind is, actually. If you've got a small blind, you probably only get 2, but I got 3. And basically you have to put these brackets, if you're putting it into a ceiling, you put 1, 2, 3, and then you've got to kind of hook the blind in and up and then push it back. And it's really tricky. I mean, if you've got 2 people, it's tricky, let alone if you've just got yourself doing it. But once it's up, it does seem pretty stable. And then the pull cord here is a plastic one. It's not metal. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but that's just what it is. When you open it like so, this is how it looks. So it is quite nice, you know. It does have that very fresh look about it, which is very nice. And then of course you can open it completely. So you can have it all the way up if you wanted to expose your entire window. So that's good as well. Right, so we're going to just talk about a few general things now. Oh, this is the bottom part as well. It's quite heavy metal. So basically it's just 2 blinds like that, and then one rolls over the other. It's a bit clanky though, like for example when I'm lifting it up, it does clank, and it's not even hitting, it's not even touching the back there. It's not even touching the sides, and it's still clanking. So, you know, just something to be mindful of if you don't like noise. Again, not a biggie, but it is there still. It must just be hitting on itself. So there's that. So some of the things that I'd be mindful of when buying one of these blinds is, like I said, you won't get absolute privacy, but you're probably not buying this sort of blind for absolute privacy. But when you're buying on their website, you can go online and see. you can have a little navigate across. You put in your measurements basically, they work it all out, and then you get a price. You choose whether it's recess or exact, control position, left and right, etc. And the headrail, you can have an open cassette system like mine, which is just basically having the roller exposed, or you can have a cassette which hides all of that. So that's pretty much what that is, and you've got different options for that cassette system there. So that's pretty much that. When you get to the payment options, you're presented with this, and it asks you whether you would like to add a measure guard in for around £10 or more. It depends how big your blind is, how much you're paying for your blind basically. So they claim that it puts your mind at ease by adding this on for an additional 10% charge. They promise to replace and alter your blinds if you've made a mistake with measuring. And that's all it says there. So what they're preaching is, if for some reason you get this measurement wrong, or it comes to you wrong, for that price right there, it will be replaced. It doesn't say anything else there. Even when you go into frequently asked questions, which isn't loading for some reason, but even when you go in there, there's not a lot of information other than that. So what you think is, okay, I'll buy my blind for, let's just say £110 for example. I'll pay that additional £10, and if there's a mistake, I'll just contact them and job done. But that could be further from the truth. So my blind came with this much off the bottom. For what reason, I do not know. We measured it in centimetres. We used their on-site converter. Sorry, we measured it in inches rather, and we used their online converter to measure into centimetres. And we ordered the blind, so you know, it could be a little bit more exact. I don't know how that happened, but obviously mistakes do. I don't know where that happened, but it did. So the blind came like this, and it doesn't touch the bottom. So we contacted them, and we said to them, you know, it's off. We've paid that measure guard price. How do we get another one, basically? And they said to us, well, you know, you'll have to send us your measurements, but first you'd have to send this one back in a package that looks like that, and you'd have to be liable for the postage, and they recommend using their own people, parcel to go. And when you type in a price to get it back, to ship it back to them, that price would be around £35 for a blind of this size, maybe even more. It depends obviously on the circumstances once you've fully measured it and whatnot, but it could be anywhere around £35 to £40 to send it back. So you imagine, let's just say 40 quid to send it back, plus that £10 charge, that's £50 just to send this blind back to get your remake done. So it doesn't say that there at all, so I'd be mindful of that. If you think it's only going to be that 10% additional charge, then you're wrong. It's going to be a lot more than that. So you think if you make a mistake, or they make a mistake, or something happens, for whatever reason, it's not going to be £10 basically. It's going to be around £40 to £50 to get that sorted out, and then you're going to be probably waiting another 2 weeks. So that was the only setback of this. If they had have just sorted it out and they said, yep, you know, you've paid for that measure guard, no worries, tell us the measurements, we'll send a courier to pick it up and send you out your new one, I would have been happy, because to me, really, that's a bit dishonest. If this isn't the case, it should say there in red writing, you will be liable to pay shipping charges, but it doesn't. So this is, I've found personally that this is what a lot of online retailers are doing now. They're putting little sneaky provisos in without telling the customer, and I think although it might not be illegal, it's still immoral, because you're sort of conned into believing that you're getting one thing and you're getting something completely different, especially during a difficult time where everyone's confused and everyone's in a rush and everyone wants to, you know, do up their homes and get going. These sort of things don't help. So other than that situation there, the blind is pretty nice. Like I said before, it does the job, it looks clean, and this is a day and night blind in white. But yeah, I'll let you make your own assumptions up about that. and just thought that I would give you an honest review of this because I haven't seen many out there for the day and night blinds that have come from actual consumers. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about this blind, the procedure of installing it, etc., just let us know, drop a comment, and we'll see you in the next video.